this computer.
see.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
so I will go ahead and share my screen so that we can start with recognition.
Is they had like a tarp down.
Tarp down?
Yeah. And look, they only got through like 3 chairs and they were out there like all day.
Okay, so if you don't have your thing muted, will you please mute it just because otherwise it is distracting.
I'm feeling bad.
But okay, so we're on June. So our team sales this month, and this is just technically for like the Del Piso team because we have other directors on our team now. There's even more teams. So like last month we had 80,000 in team sales, but it's awesome because we had a few more teams born out of that. And so it's going to look lower this month, but that's because this is just basically like my team. So we had 43,936 in sales. And then our organizational sales were 94,330, which is super, super awesome. And then 18 team recruits total for the month of June. So good job, you guys. So our June top 10 sellers was Sherilyn with 9,733, Bree with 9,433, Christy with 5,945, Courtney with 5,872, Shanna with 5,550, Mackenzie with 4,668, Emily with 4,141, Allison with 4,029, Donna 3,753, and Miranda 3,411. So good job, all of you guys. Give yourselves a pat on the back for that. Our top 10 shows were Miranda with 1,883, Allison 1,804, Ellen with 1,721, Mackenzie with 1,683, Sherilyn 1,633, Shanna 1,632, $1 off. Christy with 1,533, Bree 1,486, Sherilyn with 1,428, and Emily with 1,408. So super successful parties, and there was even more that were over 1,000, but they just didn't make the top 10. So that's super awesome, you guys. And then our top recruiters. So we're gonna do something kind of fun this month. Since we had 4 of you guys all in the top recruiters with the same amount, I put you guys all in this little bowl, and I'm gonna draw a winner for a gift card. So Bree had 2, Donna had 2, Mackenzie, Courtney, and Brittany all had 2 recruits. And then we had Amanda, Sherilyn, Lindsay, Rick, Shanna, and Christy all with 1 recruit. So good job, you guys. I'm gonna pull the name for who had 2. Oh, Mackenzie. I don't think she's on, but she will get the gift card. Okay, so our incentive trip points. I don't know if you guys saw, but now the first level trip is the Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The second and third level trip is the Bahamas resort. So it was the cruises, but they changed it over to the resort due to COVID. So our top earners are Ashlyn Smith with 42,413, Shanna Mackenzie with 28,345, Mackenzie Del Piso 23,810, Sherilyn with 21,712, Christy with 17,789, Donna 13,085, Emily 9,839, Evelyn 9,664, Kirsten 9,012, and Allison 8,881. So this is super exciting, especially because so many of you guys are new and you already have a ton of trip points. So we have until December 31st to earn the points. So level 1, 60,000, level 2 is 90,000, and level 3 is 150,000 to earn these trips. So all of you guys could still qualify in that time. So, and then we had, most of you know, our fall free-for-all was for the month of May and the month of June. They gave us 2 months to earn all of the fall products, with them being like different. So for the month of May, there was like some of them. The month of June, there was the rest of them. So level 1 was you had to submit $750 in sales in the month, and you're going to get a free $70+ in product value. So Rick, Amanda, and Lindsay all earned that. For level 2, that was submitting $1,500 in sales with $255 in product value. We had 8 of you guys earn that. So we had Evelyn, Ashlyn, Elena, Ashley, Miranda, Brittany, Dawn, and Becca all earn that. Good job, you guys. And then our level 3 was $3,000 in sales. And you earned $355 in free product value. So we have Christy, Courtney, Shanna, Mackenzie, Emily, Allison, Donna, Miranda, and Ellen all earned those fall products for June. And then for our level 4 with 6,000 or more in sales, you got $450 worth of free product, and Sherilyn and Bree were the 2 qualifiers for that. So good job, you guys. And then we have 2 super exciting things to announce. So Mackenzie Del Pizzo and Shanna Mackenzie both hit director this month. That's a huge, huge accomplishment, and it basically means that they had 5 active recruits on their team, which active means 150 or more in sales. When you hit director, you get a $500 bonus, you get an increase in commission, you get $10 per active recruit, 6,000 trip points, and so much more. So good job, you guys. That's a huge accomplishment. And then, oops. Oh, so now we're going to do, we're going to hear from, well, Kenzie didn't make it on, but I asked Shanna if she would go ahead and share just for a couple minutes tonight, just because she is someone who hit director this month. And it's just always nice to hear from someone other than me on maybe like how she got there or any tips that she has. So go ahead and take it away, Shanna.
Okay, hi guys. So the biggest thing that is a takeaway for me is just focusing on the idea of the bigger picture, that this is a team. It's a team effort. It's not something that I did by myself by any means. In fact, I had 3 recruits, but those recruits brought on recruits. So that in itself helped me become director. And then one of our girls was struggling to get she had a party at 0. And as a team, we rallied together because we knew that it would help everybody on the team to get to this spot. So I put a personal Facebook post. My Brittany, who's another member of the team, I don't know if she's made it on yet, I haven't seen her, but Brittany put a Facebook post, and between the 2 of us, we helped her girl get a qualifying party. So her host was able to get some host rewards. That helped Brittany become a team leader. It's what helped me promote to director, and it helped Charlie become a qualifying consultant. So I just think it's really important that we understand this is a journey that we're in together as a huge team, and it's not meant to be all about us, because in the long run, the more we help each other, the better our results will be. And I think that blessing others is a huge benefit that I've really enjoyed in this journey. And I'm coming to the realization that that's really all this is about. It's not necessarily this thing that I started that was going to be all about paying off my debt and paying for my master's degree. It's how can I bless others with this business that's blessing me at the same time. So I'm really seeing it as a ministry opportunity, and just an opportunity to help other people reach their dreams and goals. And then at the same time, I'm getting there on myself, but it's not, I have a much different mindset than when I started. So just realizing that helping each other out. Also, Amanda helped me get my 5th consultant too. So again, Amanda saw the bigger picture in what that would do to help her too. So just going and helping each other and making sure that you I never even thought that this was imaginable hitting director, let alone in 2 months. So anybody can do it. That's really all I have to say.
Yeah, thank you. I love that. It's definitely like, I feel the same way about, it's easy to like focus on what you want for yourself from the beginning. And then you start seeing like for me, it's like, okay, it was just me on March 1st signing up. I had no idea what I was doing. And then it's cool because so many of you are like my friends and family, and then some of you are new. And so I've gotten to build relationships with you guys who are new. And it's just been like so fun to be like, okay, wow, it isn't just me. Like, look at all these families who are being affected by this and just all of this, like just so many different things. Hi, Bray. So anyways, so thanks for sharing on that. So Mommy. Hold on one second, guys. All right, well, she was supposed to be with her dad. I don't know where he went, but here she is. So anyways, I'm going to do a little short training on recruiting for this month. So each month we do like a short training on something. So last month I did bookings. This month I'm going to just share a little bit on recruiting. So I'm going to share my screen again. Okay. So I know that recruiting is something that a lot of people struggle with. It's something that was like really hard for me too. It's something that I kind of avoided for a while. And I think it's just because like it's kind of scary to ask people because you don't want them to think that, oh, like I'm asking you because it's like I'm in it for myself, or I'm in it to like make money off of you, or the pyramid scheme, or just whatever fear that you may have. But I guess I'll go in order because number 2 is what I was kind of talking about. But first of all, like the Pampered Chef kind of motto for recruiting is like every 4 add 1 more. So what that means is like every 4 parties that you do, you're aiming to add 1 more consultant to your team. So usually on average, like consultants do 4 parties per week. You may be doing like more than that or less than that, but for every 4, say you're doing 4 parties per week, so you're going to try and average for one new consultant per week. So that would be 4 a month. Obviously that's not always like 100% feasible, but sometimes you may get 2 in a week or 0 for a couple weeks or whatever it is. But that motto has really helped me, and just going like keeping a tracker for it. So making sure like you write down, okay, so I have my 4 hosts this week. I'm going to ask them all, and then keeping track of like who might the one be who like is interested and things like that. What I was just talking about, which is number 2, is like overcome the fear of asking. So I feel like that honestly is the hardest part. And from like seeing your guys' journeys too, I have so many people that are just afraid to start asking, but once they do, they like take off. So a lot of it is just simply like asking in general is super huge, because you never know like who maybe was thinking about it or who saw you in the party and was like, oh wow, like this might be cool, or I don't know, just whatever it is. You never know like what people might be thinking, or if they're in a spot to like need some financial freedom or just whatever it is. So overcoming that fear. And then so the goal is for recruiting, so you want to be asking 6 people per party about the business. So to break that down easier to understand, because you're probably like, who do I ask? Like, I don't know 6 people who I would ask. So number 1 is always going to be your host, and that's in the host coaching document about there's usually like 4 or 5 different things in the host coaching document throughout the week, where you ask them in the beginning, you ask them in the middle, you ask them later, things like that. You just check in and you start the conversation with your host in the beginning of the week. And then after that, you are asking 2 to 3 party rock stars in the party group, usually towards the end of the week. That's also in our host coaching document, is like ask the words to use to ask the party rock stars. So usually that's obviously just the people who are commenting a bunch, playing the games, just super involved in the party. They might have ordered, things like that. And then asking 2 to 3 people off the Q&A post. So that the Q&A post is towards the end of the week as well. A lot of people just have like random questions about the business, which shows that they're interested. So there's words to use in the host coaching document for that as well. And then I know that Ashlyn has put in our team page before. She's one of our team members, or one of our directors, but she's put in our team page before a document that her husband made to keep track of this. But I even just keep track of it too, like on a piece of paper. So I just write down like every week, like my hosts for the week. So say I have 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I write that. Brandon, can you not go back to the other slides? I write that down every week. Sorry. And then so under there I say 2 to 3 party rock stars, and I put 2 to 3 lines for Q&A. And it just helps me keep track so that when I do ask them, I write it down. Because when you're asking 6 people per party and you're doing 4 parties per week, that's 24 people per week that you're asking. And it gets kind of like complicated of like, okay, who did I already talk to? Who did I not? So it just really helps to keep track of that, which that was what number 4 is like keep a tracker. But it's also like keeping a tracker of their responses. So maybe someone says like, oh, like, could you ask me again in a different time, or now's not the right time, or I'm just super busy, or I have health issues or something. You can always like have that written down so that later on you can go back and be like, oh, this person said they were busy then, but what about if I ask them now? So I know Kristen has shared with us a lot that like she has some people that she checked in with for like 2 years, and then they finally like joined the business. So I feel like it does pay off to check in with people. Oh my gosh. Thanks for that. And then, so another thing is like respond to soft no's. So I never used to do that either. So someone would just be like, oh, like, no thanks, I'm too busy. Or no thanks, I don't think I could afford it, or whatever it is. So basically a soft no just means that like they didn't just say like no, period. But it was like no and something else. And so something for this is the recruiting PDF that I posted that in our team page. So you can save that PDF to like your phone, your computer, whatever it is that you're using. And it was from Kristen, and it has like tons of different objections of what people might like reply with. And then it has words to use for what you might be able to say back. So that is a super huge help, especially if you don't know what to say, because she has it all like worded out like super well so that you don't even have to spend the time sitting there and thinking about like how to reply. Another thing for this is to use your director. So make sure that make sure that like you are asking for help. Like that's what us as directors are here for, is to like help you guys build your team, help you grow, and help you hit director as well. So if there is like a response that you don't know what to say back to or anything like that, just make sure that you're like just take a screenshot, send it up to me, to Shanna, to whoever your director is, Mackenzie, Ashlyn, and just be like, hey, could you help me with words to use for this? And we will be glad to help you with that. So does anyone have any questions about anything I just said about recruiting or anything?
No, it's all good information though, and I'm gonna try to be better about it because I do get nervous.
Yeah, I still get nervous, so it's totally normal.
I don't seem to be as nervous about asking people to host the party, just because, you know, like there's nothing that you really have to buy in or do or anything like that. But the recruiting one, I get nervous about.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
For asking the host, obviously, and then the 2 to 3 party rock stars. Now, how do you go about, like, if they say no, but then, like, how do you ask them to have a party instead? Like, would you like throw that route in there?
Yeah, that's a great question. So yeah, that's another great thing is like if you have someone who you're asking about the business. If you have someone that you're asking about the business and they're just like, no, like that's totally not for me or whatever it is, usually I just respond with something like, I totally understand that. Like, what if we hooked you up with free products by having a party for a week or something? Or I do always recommend like switching the conversation from the business to trying to at least get a party booked off of them, because usually like the person who you're asking about the business has shown some sort of interest in Pampered Chef already, whether it was like they were a party rock star or whatever it is. So that means like A, they'd be a super good host, and B, that means that they like most likely probably would want to have a party too, because they want free Pampered Chef products. So yeah, you can always like send me a screenshot and be like, hey, how do I switch this from about the business to booking a party, because it kind of is on an individual basis, but that I definitely would recommend trying to get a booking afterwards.
Okay. Sweet.
Does anyone else have any questions about the recruiting aspect?
How does it work for the consultant kits, and do you have like the guidelines of what it says of how much they earn and that kind of stuff to get certain stuff off of the consultant kits?
Oh, are you talking about like the kit credit?
Yeah.
Hold on one sec. Christy, you're still on here, right? Is Christy on?
I'm on here, sis. I can address it.
Oh no, Christy's on here. I was just gonna ask her if she could call Hayden and ask him to come get Bray, but it's fine.
Oh,
No.
You want me to?
Yeah, can you call
Okay.
him? Not if it's gonna make you exit out of the Zoom meeting.
So my problem is I'm driving. That's why you guys keep looking at my roof, because I have to drive and then I put my phone down, and then when I stop I look at you. So let me try to text them real quick. I'll pull over, okay?
Okay, sounds
No
good.
worries. You
so
can send it later.
it's $300 is when their party hits $300 is when they qualify for the $25 kit credit, and then when their party hits $400 is when they qualify for the $50 kit credit.
Okay.
Does that answer that?
Yep, that was all I was wondering, because I didn't know what the exact numbers were. So
I learned that in my training today, so now we know.
okay, cool. 300, 400, got it.
Yeah. Or Lindsay, sorry. Okay, so quiet down. Sorry, guys. Okay, so as you guys probably know, our July specials for this month, for the guest special, so if someone orders $80 or more of product from a party, they can choose from the coated tomato knife or the Disney sets. So if you haven't updated my party templates, I'm sure you already have, just make sure you do. And then the host special is when the sales are $650 or more, then the host gets an extra $100 in free products. So yeah, there's no. So that is
Ollie.
And then for July, I don't know if you guys saw this yet, but so we had the fall free-for-all in May and June. So this month it's $1,000 or more in sales. You get the large insulated tote, and then next month is going to be the insulated if you submit 1,000 or more in sales. So for those of you that are new, there's always something every single month that Pampered Chef offers to us consultants for free just for submitting sales. It's I think it's $1,000 every month now, is what you have to submit, which is usually pretty doable, but there's been all sorts of different things that we get from like products and cast iron pans and like now this stuff. So it's always super fun because we can earn something free every month. So that is that. And then I shared this last month, but for those of you who aren't on the call or those of you that are new, these are words to use for shipping delays, because I know that some customers do, they do like message us and they ask about their order or where it is. And like, instead of typing it out every single time of this whole entire thing explaining what's going on with shipping, I just put this in a Google Doc, and I can share the Google Doc with you guys as well. So every time someone asks me, I just copy and paste this, so that way, like, it's just fast and easy. Hopefully you guys aren't getting a bunch of shipping delay questions, because since they've put it all over the website, I've really hardly been getting any at all. But if you do, I would suggest like having this on hand in a Google Doc. So that's that. And then for important dates, so our next team meeting will be August 4th at 5 p.m. So our team meetings are always the first Tuesday of every month, at 5, unless, well, 5 Pacific time. So I know some of you guys are other time zones. And then this upcoming weekend is our national conference. So for those of you that are attending that, that's going to be super awesome. Usually this is like somewhere in the US and everyone flies there to go, but because of COVID, it's kind of cool because they're doing it all on Zoom and they're going to make it super cool. So I don't know, I think it's cool because like more of you are going to be able to go than would have. So definitely share. Like, I'd love to see. I am not going to be able to attend it. I'm super sad. I had something scheduled like before I was a Pampered Chef consultant on these days, but I'd love for you guys to like share on our team page like certain takeaways or just anything that you see in there that you think would like be beneficial for me or for any of us. I'd love to see, because I'm super sad to miss it. And then, so that you guys know as well, I will be on vacation July 10th through the 17th. Some of those days I won't have service at all. So if you are like messaging me, I would suggest like posting in the team pages before sending me a message on Facebook, because I won't be able to like get back to you right away. So that is that. And then I guess now, like, we'll just leave it open. Does anyone have any questions about just anything at all?
Do you have any questions?
No. Mine was not a question, but just everything that I've been dealing with as far as the direct shipping goes. If you do happen to get somebody that's from Alaska or Hawaii, be aware that that happens, and it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, one of our other consultants is from Alaska, so that's why I was like, oh, I feel like it might be Hawaii too when you had that happen to you. So yeah, basically what Lindsay's saying is that like Alaska and Hawaii are direct ship locations for Pampered Chef, which means that like as soon as a consultant submits their order, or no, not consultant, as soon as a guest submits an order in a consultant's party that lives in one of those states, it automatically ships to them. So like you can't edit the order or anything. And it, I mean, I guess it can be a good and a bad thing in certain ways, but just so you guys know, if you ever have,
it's not where the guests live. It's because I, as the consultant, live in Hawaii or Alaska, and then all of my parties, I am unable to make any kind of alterations to it if they decide they want to add on or anything like that, because the guests' orders, even though they don't live in Hawaii or Alaska, automatically go through. Oh, even before you submit your party. So you can't add on gifts or anything like that. So just be aware if you do get somebody like that.
That's interesting. I just did a party for somebody in Hawaii, and I was able to adjust stuff for people that lived in the States.
Because you as the consultant don't live in Hawaii. It's only because
you live in Hawaii. Okay.
In Hawaii.
Got it. Okay.
Super weird, right? I was like, I would get it if it was the guest that was getting it and it was the guest that was getting their stuff shipped to either Alaska or Hawaii. But all of my friends that live in Washington and have gotten all their stuff shipped to Washington State, and or it's only a issue because of me and where I live. It's weird.
Wow.
Which you can see like the whole feed of like how much and when it needs to be sent, right? So you can see that whole page. Because I think I did see mine since I put my other address.
Possibly.
Sorry, I
They're
tried to get a hold of
trying to
Ethan.
make it different from me right now, and I've talked to people twice last week and this week, and they haven't figured out how to change it for me yet. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so so that's good to know for that part. Does anyone else have any other questions or anything?
Nope, I don't.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, sorry about the screaming baby. I promise I'll have childcare next time. I was supposed to this time. But I will talk to you guys later. Next team meeting will be August 4th at 5 p.m. So, bye everybody. Nice to see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.